Welcome to a special summer episode of Pitch Guys. And with summer here, you know what that means.
You can smell the popcorn popping and you can see the long lines forming as the masses head to their local movie theaters for the next big summer blockbuster. Today's episode is all about the big summer blockbusters.
Our likes, our dislikes, the blockbusters that never quite busted blocks, and our own pitches for blockbusters yet to come into existence. So, get comfy with your big old bucket of popcorn and package of Twizzlers, because it's time to get pitched.
This movie edition of Pitch Guys is rated R. And I mean R like if Quentin Tarantino directed Porky's. So, have an usher escort your kids out of the theater, and let's get started. Hey guys.
All right.
Hi, Al.
How are we doing?
How are we doing?
Just dandy.
I'm thriving.
It's pretty exciting. I know summer has officially started.
Yep, kicked off.
And we are in full mode. I've already seen one summer blockbuster. Went to the new Spider-Man movie last night. We saw Toy Story the other day.
I'm wearing shorts.
Yes.
I went to Secret Life of Pets 2 or whatever that's called, but
Oh my God.
I can't say it's a summer blockbuster.
No,
but,
not quite.
You know.
But
It was a film in a real theater, so that was exciting for me.
did it bust your block?
It busted my kid's block, and so that was
Therefore,
entertaining.
blockbuster.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about blockbusters. We're going to give some suggestions for our ideas for blockbusters. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we'll get started by talking about blockbusters that have meant something to us.
Sounds
Oh my
dandy.
God, there's so many.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of good ones. And the one that's most memorable to me is probably Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Oh,
Now,
my.
I know. It's not a great movie.
It's not a great anything.
But it's not so much about the movie, it's about the memories that it evokes for me. And I was living overseas at the time, and in Asia where I was living, you could not see the movie. It took about a month and a half until it actually came to Korea where I was living. So,
Aren't they in the future?
well, I mean, they are time-wise,
Yeah.
but they would get the movies later. Nowadays, everybody gets it at the same time. So I had to wait that extra month and a half. Unfortunately, the internet wasn't what it is now, so it wasn't too hard to avoid spoilers. But I do remember thinking, this movie is going to be gangbusters here. I'm so excited. I love Star Wars as a kid. So I went 3 hours early to the movie theater to make sure I get my ticket.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely nobody there. I don't think the Koreans even knew what Star Wars was, actually.
It wasn't a big thing.
No, not a big thing at all. I
not the
actually
weirdest
sat
thing
in a
that they've
theater
seen.
with about 5 other people
Wow.
and watched that movie and got to see Anakin deliver his catchphrase, "That's so wizard."
What?
So, "That's so wizard." You don't remember?
No?
I didn't
That was his
remember
big.
that at all.
That was his big thing. He would, if something cool happened, he'd say, "That's wizard."
Oh, I forgot all
I don't
about
remember that at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was Jake Lloyd who.
But he didn't deliver it in English.
He did.
Wasn't the film in Korean?
Oh well, they subtitled them, so they were always English movies with Korean subtitles. That would have been very, very miserable for me because my Korean is not that great. So
Maybe the internet in Korea actually was a lot further ahead, but you just didn't really know it, and everybody else had seen reviews that, oh, don't even bother.
that's
don't
true.
know.
Maybe they were ahead and they're pirating at the time and everyone was watching it at home.
You know, the thing with that movie is, though, at the time, like I was 5 years old when the first Star Wars movie came out. Just aged myself there. But I remember being absolutely blown away. And so Star Wars for me as a child really meant something. It was an important part of my childhood and growing up. And so I think between Return of the Jedi was 1983 and Phantom Menace was 1999. So you're looking at, you guys do the math. I'm not good with that.
Did you see Uncle Owen and Aunt Perdue as your parents?
At times I did, yes. But so I had a lot of anticipation for this movie, and I think there were a lot of people my age that felt that way too. So when I saw it, I forced myself to believe it was a good movie at the time. And I came out of there thinking, this was great.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, after more than one viewing, it didn't quite hold up. So did you guys, did you see it when it first came out?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think it was good at the time?
I knew it was off at the time, but it was hard to really gauge how you felt after jacking yourself up so much before that movie.
Up.
But
Yeah.
up. So, but after rewatching it, I just remember getting more and more angry. And I don't think you could ignore the particular kind of mayhem that Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, Jar Jar
I
Binks,
tried to clear his name out of my head. Brings to your psyche because he's just awful.
You know, I never grew up on Star Wars. Like, I had never seen the first 3. I had seen, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't want to anger anybody. No. I'd seen like one of them, and then I went to go see that one. It was kind of confused by what was going on.
Well, you had no context.
Well, it was the first one, so I mean,
it shouldn't have been confusing.
It shouldn't have been confusing. It was the beginning of the story.
Just the first one that I had seen, the original, seemed far better in in comparison.
Well, they are.
They definitely are. Yes,
I've since cleared myself and watched them. But
my kids grew up with the episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
and so that's their Star Wars, though. And they, as young kids, thought Jar Jar Binks was quite hilarious. They really enjoyed him.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's a generational
Interesting
thing. You know, like once you're adults, you had grown with it, and it wasn't the same as you remembered because you're grown up now. Yeah. So
that explains how Black Panther got nominated for that Academy Award.
But it didn't have a Star Wars feel to me. Like George Lucas's idea to bring intergalactic politics into the mix just didn't really work, and whole scenes with the Senate not really. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like watching 2 hours of British Parliament.
But
enthralling.
In retrospect, if you look at it, actually, The Phantom Menace is probably a better movie than its sequel, Attack of the Clones, because there is some extremely cringy stuff going on in that movie.
I can't even remember
the romance between Natalie Portman, who's actually a really good actress, and
Hayden Christensen. Yep.
Like him getting on top of some alien-like cow and surfing on it and talking about not liking sand because it gets everywhere.
That was one of the worst lines ever.
Yeah. So, but the third one kind of redeemed itself. That's actually, of all of them, was not too bad. Was the least crappy, I would say. So
there you have it.
So I guess it holds a special place in my heart, and I think it did pretty well at the box office. It was definitely a blockbuster because of the anticipation. It holds a special place in my heart because of what it is, because it was a new Star Wars movie after so many years, even though I know it's not a great movie. So that's mine.
You know that now, though.
I do. Okay. I admit it.
We can continue on then.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can continue being friends. Derek, do you have a blockbuster movie that
I've
near and dear?
I'm going to kind of go with a twofold. One doesn't really count, but it was kind of like to me what Star Wars was to Al there. So
okay.
But firstly, I mean, Nicolas Cage, you can't go wrong. Just amazing in every single thing he's ever been in.
A gift to cinema.
Yeah.
Leaving Las Vegas, although that was not a summer blockbuster, but a really good movie.
So earlier in the 90s, I was not quite of age to go to the theater yet to see Mr. Cage.
You're much younger than Alan.
Join in with Mr. Travolta in the movie Face Off.
The Face Off.
And so we somehow got ourselves in.
You snuck in.
I don't know how. Well, not a sneak in, but like a, hey, we're 18 kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And so
you use that voice.
We'd got
that works really well. Is when you alter your pitch by making it higher.
Yeah.
Hey, we're 18.
Hi guys, we're here.
I'm a Muppet of legal age.
And that just stuck with me because I was just enthralled by this concept. I was just like blown away that
Nicolas Cage could act.
No, that this idea of taking someone's face off and making them someone else and make them suffer for the crimes of that. And I mean, there's not a lot of internet support at that point, but it's for us, it gave us lots of debate all summer long about whether or not it was actually possible. And
I was super
was,
interested in that
interesting.
concept as well, because it's like just a pimple-ridded teenager. If you could swap your face with anybody, that would be great.
You almost became a terrorist just to...
Yeah, acne does it to you.
Yeah.
That movie had a lot of things going for it, and the biggest one would be that it was directed by John Woo, who was a really cool action filmmaker.
Yep.
Did you guys ever see any of his Hong Kong movies before he started doing the American movies?
No.
I have seen some.
Yes, they were like liberating.
He likes his doves.
He loves doves. He loves
Which is in Face
people
Off.
flying through the air and firing guns in slow motion, and all the guns are always pointed sideways, and they always have two of them.
Oh yeah, the double guns.
Yeah, they did that in Face Off
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
What have you seen Face Off recently again?
No.
Oh
Is it better left remembered? Or
no,
is
I think it
something-
holds up.
Okay.
I think we should watch it when we're done our podcast.
I think we should abandon this right now.
You're
and go
right.
watch
Let's
it.
just stop. Let's
watch
get
it.
up and
It has a lot of good quotes to it, and just the acting is superb. It's a great film.
My wife is not a big Nicolas Cage fan as I am, but it's all
Yeah.
good. But I do have to give a shout out to Lord of the Rings though, because it's
Is that a summer movie?
No,
It is actually a
it's
winter
a winter
blockbuster.
blockbuster.
Oh.
But that would be the thing that was hyped up as much for me. We're like buying our tickets like months in advance. We're lined up in the frozen, 4 hours early, actually dressed up, ready to go. Everything's hyped up.
Did you dress up like Galadriel as well?
Yes. Yeah, it was awkward.
I was not the only one. I was surprised.
yes. You as Galadriel paints an interesting picture.
Yeah.
And we'll put those up on our Twitter account
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, The Lord of the Rings, I agree with you. I mean, I wasn't super hyped up when the first one came out. I thought, oh, this will be cool.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, after that first movie came out, it was just feverish to go and see them every year.
I'd never read the books or anything ahead of time, but then then we read all the books, and we're pretty big fans by the end of it.
Yeah,
So.
I was super psyched when I saw the first trailer for the first movie, Lord of the Rings. Like, it got my attention, and I spent like a whole evening in my room jacking myself up to see that movie. I was so excited by the time
You
it
got a
came
lot
out.
of pre-game movie routine there.
Yeah, like I was just get myself really excited.
Yeah.
Did you
worked
have
up.
a tub of Vaseline with you, a little jar, or how did you go about jacking yourself up for the?
I watched
the
more.
movie?
I watched the trailer
Watch the
a few more
trailer and
times,
get excited.
and then I read the books out.
Yeah.
I get what you're. What are you referencing?
Anyway,
nothing
Trevor,
at
do you
all.
have any favorite blockbuster?
I'm still confused.
sorry.
Yeah, I think my mine's pretty special to a lot of people.
Free
And-
Willy?
No, not Free Willy, but
E.T..
You can't deny the charm of Free Willy.
Yeah.
No, very similar though. Jurassic Park.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I actually thought about putting that one down as mine. But so why do you love the movie so much?
Well, it's a hell of a movie to begin with, and it holds up really well. And the visual effects are still better than some of the visual effects in movies that are coming out right now. And I love Michael Crichton stories.
yes,
So, and I love Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg is responsible for a huge amount of summer blockbusters.
that is true.
That's true.
Maybe
in
it's in
fact,
his,
he's responsible for what is considered to be the first ever blockbuster, and that was Jaws.
Jaws.
Huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And that movie, minus the mechanical shark,
Yeah.
still holds up as well. Like it's still a thrilling, exciting movie.
Yeah. Well, that movie made people afraid to go to the water, and Jurassic Park, for me, made me afraid to go into a DNA-inspired clone
Yeah,
dinosaur
probably
park.
good.
Yeah.
Plus, the music is amazing in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Everything about it, the music, the visuals, it's just a really fun movie to watch.
You know what got me most excited to see that movie? The Happy Meals. McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yeah.
I remember they went all out promoting that movie. And I just went and ate McDonald's just so I could again get myself super excited for that movie.
Yeah.
And I had cheeseburgers coming out of my pores, so it worked.
What I remember about seeing that movie the first time was that the theater was absolutely chock full of 8-year-old to 10-year-old kids in there, and I think
That made a bad
it was
life
a
choice.
big dinosaur craze at the time.
They were just
Everybody
big
was into
Jeff Goldblum
dinosaurs.
fans, those
Yeah.
kids.
And I remember going in there, and of course, that movie is actually pretty frightening.
Yeah,
Stepping out to go use the washroom halfway through, and there were kids screaming and crying
Just
in the
bawling.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Because it was so scary. And I forgot about that and showed it to my own boys when they were about, like, I don't know, 6 and 8 years old. And we had to turn it off after the first 15 minutes because I realized, oh, this is actually quite
Terrifying.
horrifying.
What really is interesting about that comment, though, as terrifying as the movie was and people's reactions to it, there's a single scene that doesn't play that way. When people see that lawyer get eaten off that toilet, there is no screaming. There's only laughter. So that tells you something tragic about how people regard the, the profession as a whole.
That's true. Yeah. And the movie had Jeff Goldblum, who, I mean...
is amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I do have a list I found on the internet here of films that were summer blockbusters or were at least intended to be that just did not play. They were train wrecks.
Okay.
I mean, at least financially or critically.
All right.
Some of them might have made some money, but they're not movies you'd watch now.
Oftentimes they were anticipated to be blockbusters.
They were built up.
Right? Yeah.
Like high budgets or just...
Usually high budgets or like they were part of a series that was going to knock it out of the park or they had big names attached, right?
All right, let's hear it.
Well, I kind of have
Hit
some
me
I
with your
found
first
from...
block.
Oh.
Fire away.
To kind of quote Pat Benatar.
There we go.
Yeah.
Who's she?
Why are they called blockbusters? Not to go on a tangent.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's so many people lined up around the block that the combined weight of them busts the pavement.
You're right. It is. That's exactly why it's called.
I bet you that's
think
it.
about that. I was
They
thinking
bust the pavement with their weight.
There you go.
Well, the first one I have to confess I didn't see, but I do like Dustin Hoffman, and it's Ishtar, 1987.
Ishtar, yes.
Yeah, it had some like, big names in it, and I think it had Gary Cooper. No, that can't be right.
Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty, but I thought there was another guy. I don't know. I never watched it, but I was aware of it, and
All
I've
the
never watched it
Ishtar
since.
fans out there who are listening to our podcast right now are just beating their fists against the table.
Well, I checked with everybody in my Dustin Hoffman fan club, and none of us have watched Ishtar. So stay away from that.
I've watched 5 minutes of it, but it pretty much tanked on Arrival, I believe.
Jump ahead.
Yeah.
1994. A powerhouse of a film franchise.
Yeah.
Police Academy Mission to Moscow. It did not do well. No. Surprisingly.
I don't know. Was that one ever... Did people think it was going to be a blockbuster?
I think everyone went into it knowing it was going to be a turd, but you go watch the Police Academy movies expecting, high quality turds. I love them.
Was Michael Winslow in that movie?
I think he was in all of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what made them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Steve Guttenberg was okay, but yeah, I liked Michael Winslow. Super Mario Brothers. Actually, I'm going back now. That was 1993.
And it was really bad.
Yeah, it showed how bad a video game-based movie could be.
Yeah, it was probably the worst video game adaptation of all time.
I know nothing about this movie.
Well,
run me through the basics.
You're aware of the video game, right?
Oh, yes, a lot of hours.
So they tried to make a dark, dramatic themed movie off of Super Mario Brothers.
With the same characters.
Yeah, but there's no effort to make certain characters resemble the characters in the video games. So, like, for instance, Bowser.
Yeah.
He's played by Dennis Hopper.
Okay.
And they do not make him look like a dinosaur, really.
Huh.
No, he's just a guy.
All right.
I think the Hollywood sentiment at the time was like, oh, this isn't going to play as a movie. We need to adapt this so that, it appeals to a broader audience. And now I think that if you take a look at Marvel's approach to adapting their characters, they try to stay quite faithful to it because they realize they need to get the geek fan base first.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you're going to have a wacky, ridiculous character like Mario, you might as well go all the way and make him Mario, right? Or at least adapt that world.
They gave John Leguizamo Luigi, and who the hell played Mario?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. They gave them mech boots, like mechanical boots.
Yeah.
They still wore red and green, I think, but they had these weird mechanical boots for no reason. Just a movie that should have been flushed down the pipes.
I'm not too knowledgeable of the Mario games. I played them, but don't know characters' names.
Those, Mario.
Like, weird kind of things that Mario would jump on are in the movie. Like they're like Oompa Loompas. No, that's Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Goombas.
Goombas.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
yeah.
Koopas.
I think they were in the movie, weren't they?
I think they tried to do it.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody had tried to clone those creatures from Mario,
Yeah.
but they came out as abominations and they just wanted to be put down.
You know, like there's movies that are so bad they can be fun to watch, and I thought that might be one, and I tried to watch it a few years ago,
This next one,
and it was just so bad that it was bad.
this next one definitely does not qualify. No, this one is not fun to watch.
No.
Battlefield Earth,
Oh,
2000.
Yes. Now, is that the John Travolta Scientology flick?
He went from making a gorgeous piece of cinema like Face Off,
Yeah.
and then did Battlefield Earth. And he had blonde dreadlocks and things hanging out of his nose. And oh my God, it was terrible.
A lot of ups and downs, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He's gone through 3 or 4 comebacks. He's about due for one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then, Adventures of Pluto Nash, 2002. Eddie Murphy.
I haven't seen that one.
don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, that's
anything
why it
about
didn't do well.
Yeah.
It wasn't supported by people like us.
That's probably like Eddie Murphy. He went through a real downslide. He kind of hit it big with when he went mainstream with what was that? Professor Clump. What was his?
No, the Nutty Professor was
Nutty
great.
Professor, yeah.
Right? Those
That was
are
a
good
huge
movies,
success for him.
But it was after that things kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
And then he's had a recent kind of resurgence in a few roles.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing okay. I'd like to see them reboot Beverly Hills Cop as a summer blockbuster.
Did they not try?
No.
Who would you put in that?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, you'd redo it with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Derek has the t-shirt for this movie. Cowboys and Aliens.
And is he wearing it right now?
He is wearing it right. Well, I thought I was going to lie to the audience.
Well, I
Way to
could
go.
go get it and put it on.
No, I guess Derek's not wearing it right now, guys. Sorry to come clean. It was a great movie. Married cowboys and aliens, and it delivered what it promised, but it did not do well.
It was a box office fail.
Speaking of cowboys, the next 2 have cowboys in them.
Oh, exciting.
Lone Ranger.
Oh, yes.
Johnny Depp plays an
Did you
Indian.
see it?
I saw it, and I forgot it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
No. Not good. Ripped. At least I think that's how you say it. R-I-P-D.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
It was like
Based
cowboys.
on a comic book, I believe.
Yeah, but it was basically like a ripoff of Men in Black, but instead of aliens, you had guys fighting demons.
Huh.
You know, Jeff Bridges, I believe, was in it, and what's his face? Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, you think you can't go wrong with Jeff Bridges.
No.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds is really good in a lot of things, but not ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are ripped off.
Yeah.
The puns are free.
Is that a movie?
That's a comment
I'm
or
just
a
making
movie?
a comment right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to pay for them. Thank God.
No.
Because I hate that.
Whenever someone tells a pun, we're all paying for it. Fantastic Four. 2015 Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But the other one was garbage too. The one that came out before that.
Garbage, but better than the newest one.
Yeah, maybe. And The Mummy, the new one with Tom Cruise. It was supposed to kick off the whole horror movie character franchise again for Universal, and then it didn't.
I like the original Mummy.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun.
With Boris, no, that's Frankenstein. Boris Karloff?
Brendan Fraser.
Or is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not the original Mummy.
Well, sorry. I'm thinking about the original 90s Mummy.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
The
I love
Mummy.
those Mummy movies too.
Yeah. The second one was quite delightful.
Yeah, before Brendan Fraser disappeared. Yeah. And King Arthur 2017, Legend of the Sword by Guy Ritchie. Have you seen this?
No.
No.
Have you seen the Guy Ritchie movies like Snatch and Lock, Stock?
Yes, yes.
He tried to make a King Arthur movie with the same feel and the same like dialogue.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was a total fail.
It's not good.
And he also just did he just directed Aladdin, the Disney remake.
Guy
Really?
Ritchie's
Guy
responsible for
Ritchie
that?
is responsible for that.
He's responsible
did it
for
have the
Blue
same
Will Smith?
Did it have the same feel as Lock, Stock, and whatever it's called?
I didn't watch Aladdin.
Snatch.
I did not watch
Yeah.
Aladdin.
They should have combined it with a Snatch type feel. That would have been a lot more interesting.
Aladdin Snatch.
Yeah. That could have been one of his wishes.
Yeah.
Wishing that he could have been a character in the highly successful film
Kinda
Snatch.
was.
That makes sense.
Right. Well, there would be that would be the thing is right at the end of Aladdin, he wakes up from a dream and realizes that he's actually a character in Snatch.
Yeah. He's
And
a
then
wisecracking
it
British
sets up the sequel
gangster.
to Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And away you go. It's kind of like what's his name's recent movie, M. Night Shyamalan, where he did the Unbreakable, and then did
Glass.
Nobody knew that the second movie, which was called Split, was an actual sequel to Unbreakable until the end.
Well, that's his fault.
It is.
Yeah.
He screwed it up though in the third act. The third part was pretty crummy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those ones all pretty much tanked, but I'm sure we can come up with ideas for how just to make like summer blockbusters even better.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there are a lot of things I think that we can discuss in regards to the whole summer blockbuster experience.
Like what?
Well, I'm thinking the one thing that's really quite annoying are lineups.
Oh, just trying to get into the goddamn movies.
Yeah. Now, I mean, they have improved it. You can buy your tickets online now, so that whole process of lining up isn't the same as it used to be.
That's right. But I feel like there's a marketable experience there. You know, you could have guys outside selling some merchandise. You could have, like, you get that popcorn ahead of time. You could be outside, you know.
Yeah. I'd like to see people who work for the theater just doing like live theater. Like enacting scenes from maybe the movie that came before the one you're about to see.
Previously on Jurassic Park. A guy dressed up in a velociraptor suit.
These two preteens are out there screaming at each other.
Clever girl.
I don't like... I like the advance tickets online. That seems fair to me. You know, but I don't like when they have two lineups. One to go get advance tickets directly from the theater, and then you come back a few hours later with your advance ticket if you were lucky enough to get one and line up again to get in. That's a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, that's building the anticipation of seeing it. Right?
I would like to see them implement a bribe system. You know, like there's
Where
just
you could,
people
like, vote yourself up kind of thing.
Yeah. You could just like slip some money to people every now and then along the line who work for the theater, and they will, okay, well, that's enough to get you to the second tier of the line.
It's like a fast pass. It just slides you up to the next
it's
stage.
just super shifty and below board. Yeah.
Well, there are tiers now, right? You can buy like higher level tickets that have more perks to them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get a seat with a package. You get a popcorn, and that only costs you as much as your second vehicle.
Yeah.
Right?
You go to a VIP theater and see a movie for $100 for two people. It's not too bad.
Have a steak. You know, eat your T-bone steak while you're watching your Fast and the Furious.
That's something that, we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Like movie-themed meals, you know, in those seats, you know.
Yeah.
There's got to be...
You're slurping your soup.
Yeah.
The food should be appropriate to the movie that you're seeing.
Yeah.
If you're seeing Jaws, then you're going to be eating chum or fish or something of that nature.
And it's maybe shot at you, that chum, you know? Something it's aggressive, you know?
Yeah. You know what actually helps you get through that line or space the line out at least a little bit? Farting. Yeah.
Especially if you loudly proclaim that you have done so.
Yes. This just happened.
To back people off.
Yeah. Gives you a bit more space in the lineup. And sometimes people will leave if it's offensive enough.
Or if you just yell, I just poped. That tends to thin the line pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. You might be a whole row closer to the screen. You might have your own row. Yeah. You're talking about VIP theaters. I love those things because that is a much more humane way to watch a movie and comfortable.
As a tall person, it's awkward in the theater seats because I'm often slouching down because I don't want to like be sitting at full height and bothering the people behind me, but also I'm trying to get comfortable.
Are you suggesting that you are taller than me?
No, I'm saying we are equally tall, or you are slightly taller.
Are you suggesting that I'm not as equally tall as
Well, I feel like I have
Alan,
a little bit of height.
Barely an adult. Derek, I'm significantly taller than you.
Oh, we're going to have a tall off over the
Yeah,
break.
a tall off.
That might be an episode. We can do a tall off.
Oh, then we'd have to stand.
Yeah.
Jeez. So what other kind of comforts or luxuries would you like to see them bring to these theaters?
You know, I know it's quite expensive, those seats. Like there's some that will actually shake, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you're in the movie theater. I think, wouldn't it be cheaper for them just to get some minimum wage workers to stand behind your seat, and then they would just shake it when you got to a really exciting scene, or maybe they would have some different things they could throw in your face for cents to give you that whole experience of
a 4D movie.
4D type movie.
Yeah.
Rather than invest in the technology in the seats, it's probably going to be outdated. Just, I mean, let's give people jobs here.
Yeah. They don't break down as much. It's more random.
It's true.
That makes most
It depends on their mood a bit. You might get a really intense experience depending on the employee, or
He's
maybe
really, really into it, or
If you've got these people behind your seat shaking you anyways,
Yeah.
another great addition might be massages. Getting a shoulder massage, like maybe just like a thigh massage.
Well, there's nothing I like better than a good old thigh massage.
my
I
legs
like
start
them
to
just
ache.
digging right in
it's
there.
just not awkward at
Especially
all.
if you're in a
date night to
tense
have someone
movie.
else massaging your thighs.
Yeah. If it's like a stressful part of the movie, getting that massage could help your enjoyment immensely.
And it's even better if you don't know that you're going to be getting a massage, and then some random stranger just comes up and starts deeply massaging
It's
your
unsolicited,
thighs.
and they're not wearing movie theater stuff. It's like like street clothes cops. They just sit down beside you and start massaging.
Have you been in a lot of situations where you don't know you're going to get a massage and then you get a massage?
No, that's never happened, but maybe that would make it more interesting, I think.
Hopefully it doesn't happen at like your dental office or something. Even like foot baths. If they have like foot baths, you stick your feet in.
Also, and they have those little fish in there that like help
that nibble the dead skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
They
yeah.
nibble the dead skin off your feet.
Right,
That would
that'd
be
be
wonderful.
really nice.
You just drop your popcorn in the foot
Yeah.
bath and really hope the theater cleans it out later before the next person. Well, speaking of dental, I actually have a good idea. I think like these are just stupid things they're throwing out for entertainment value. I think, but I have one that could be a real winner.
What's that?
I have gone to the theater with people who refuse to get popcorn because they like the taste of popcorn, but they hate having popcorn in their teeth. Like there are people who will stay away from it for that.
Yeah. I'm
Why
similar to
doesn't a major popcorn company or movie chain
Have hygienists? Oh, okay.
partner up with some kind of dental supply company and have little packets or samples of dental floss on the outside of the popcorn bags? And then once you're done your popcorn, you're going to be able to floss your teeth, and then you move on with your life.
Or the deluxe one could be a water pick
Oh,
right on the side of that popcorn bag.
yeah. Or
And
the
the ultra deluxe is your seat just flips all the way back, and somebody
there's a
just comes
dentist.
in and does the work for you.
yeah. And then even if you have those like minimum wage workers who are already massaging you and shaking your seat, they could just floss your teeth for you. Yeah. That'd be great.
Well, if you're going to have dentists there, you might as well have optometrists there as well. And then you could be watching the movie and they could be put you in these glasses and ask you which looks clearer.
Yeah.
Is the film sharper with 1 or 2? Lens 3 or 4? If you could actually just take care of all your errands going to a movie, that'd be a hell of a
If you
thing.
could get a colonoscopy while you're in there, whatever you needed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it would make it a little more pleasant, right?
A colonoscopy would be more pleasant than Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay, what about snacks here? Because nothing
I just said
pisses,
popcorn.
pisses me off more than going to the movies and buying snacks.
You would
I'm
like to
there,
steal them.
and then it's going to cost me like $15 to buy a popcorn and a pop, which are arguably the two cheapest things that you could possibly make. All you
Yeah.
have is like, how much does a pop cost? 2 cents. How much
Carbonated
does
water.
a popcorn cost? About the same. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah, it is expensive. It's it's very pricey. Have you ever tried to sneak your own stuff in?
Yes, I have a colleague who his wife always bakes cookies, and they always show up with like a dozen cookies in a purse.
Fresh cookies.
That's hard to sneak into a theater.
Do they
You know,
duct tape them like
Purses
just
these
to
days, you
themselves?
fit it inside a purse, and it's all.
I guess
it's
if you
just
have a
delightful.
purse.
You just
I
have
mean,
a
I
purse
can't
full
go
of
to a
crumbs.
movie now without a shortbread or a sugar
Oh.
cookie or something. Now
And-
it just throws me off.
Fanny packs are coming back.
They are.
So
They are.
now you can easily get that stuff in there.
Uh-huh.
Right?
We'd like to apologize to our British listeners who fanny pack means something very different to them across the pond.
Oh, that's
does
right.
it?
I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
I didn't realize that.
yeah. They thought we just pushed the content to 11 there. Yeah. I'm
about the
scared to
fashion.
sneak stuff into the theater now.
Are you?
They've done too good of a job guilting me. Like I'm more apt to murder someone at this point than to sneak my own like Skittles into the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
In high school we used to sneak beer in.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember my friend in the middle of winter duct taping about a 6-pack. And it wasn't, he didn't have a 6-pack. He duct taped a 6-pack to his abdominal region and then snuck in and we all drank beer. And then as we were done, they just rolled down the aisle. You hear the cans.
Al and his lumpy friend.
Yes. So, yeah, it's pretty pricey, all right. So, I mean, I don't buy a lot of snacks at the movie theater just because of the price.
I'd like to see more pasta.
Yeah.
You know, if you could have a movie lasagna, that'd be nice.
It's not something that they offer. And saying earlier, I was saying that I lived in Korea. They, one of the most popular movie theater snacks is a dried squid.
Wow.
And
Dried like jerky?
it's
like
just
beef jerky
it's dried
kind of
out
thing?
in the sun, I believe.
Okay.
I may not be 100% accurate on that, but it's the full animal.
Like it looks like a little...
It looks like a squid, and it's been flattened, and it's in plastic, and you take it, and they gnaw on that.
Like how big are we talking? Like the
they
size
would
of the
be
palm
like-
of your hand or
Oh
smaller?
no, it's
or-
bigger than that. It's probably the main part of the squid is actually probably hand sized, and then goes out.
You're
from
looking
there.
like dinner plate size.
Yeah, dinner plate size.
Wow.
So it's a big thing. That's what they eat.
Is it chewy or it's crunchy?
It's like a beef jerky
All right.
type thing. So
Interesting.
You have a family-sized squid and
Yeah.
gnawing it all together.
All the kids
Everyone
are
take a
gonna-
tentacle.
yeah,
Lady
Do
in
they
the
have,
Tramp
does it have
kinda
the
thing.
eyeballs?
it has everything.
It's got the eyeballs.
Yeah,
It's just pulled out of the
It's all
ocean,
dried
flat
out.
and dried.
yeah,
Well, sounds delicious.
they love it.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, so we should have that. Now, if you had that hanging at the movie theater, would anyone actually get it in North America?
I don't know.
Maybe the Koreans would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we're not criticizing Koreans for this. I think it's quite cool.
I think I would love that.
Yeah, I'm supportive.
Yeah.
Can you buy beef jerky at the movie theater?
No.
No.
I mean, beef jerky is one of the most expensive snack foods around right
Yeah.
now. So imagine it at the movie theater.
Yeah.
It'd be super
We'd be
pricey.
paying $40 for a couple slices.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have to save up for a year.
Yep. Meatloaf at the movie theater would be great.
Oh my God, that'd
Right?
be delightful.
Yeah.
Especially the dried out end pieces.
Yeah.
That's my squid.
Movie trailers. It takes like half an hour for the movie to start because you're waiting on these trailers.
You're saying you don't like trailers or you do like trailers?
I like a few. I just don't like 45 minutes of these things.
That's one of my favorite things.
Really?
I love
Yeah.
going to the theater and getting so excited to see what are the new trailers coming up.
I'm with Derek.
My kid calls them little movies. He loves watching little movies.
Yeah?
And like I love waiting for that. See what's coming up.
Some of them, though, they practically show you the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
It saves you time.
what was the one we saw at Toy Story the other day for it? Some movie
Oh,
about
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, we pretty much know how that's going to go down. They pretty
my
much
God,
gave
yeah.
us the whole film there.
There's no mystery left.
But the other one was the dog movie with Kevin Costner.
Racing in the rain.
Racing
Oh, yeah.
in the rain.
Yeah.
Have
My
you
wife
seen
looked
the-
at me and said, "That's going to be a sad ending. The dog's going to die."
Well, we thought it was going to be an even sadder ending when we watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him, Al.
Well, we don't get that the dog's going to die. I think it's hinting that the race car driver is going to die.
And the dog's going to be
The
alive.
dog is going to take over for the race car driver in every facet of his life.
There'd be this scene where you see the dog look like, okay, I got to do this now, and you see his paw on the gear shift, and then he like slams it into drive, and then it shows his face, and he's got sunglasses on, and he doesn't want to race, but he has to be loyal,
Yeah.
right? So he has to take his place doing the race,
And he's taking his place
That's
in the
true.
house as the husband.
Yeah, doing all those
helping
kinds
the
of
kids
things.
with their math
Yeah,
homework.
he's helping them. He's crunching the numbers for the taxes.
Yeah.
You
and
see his paw on the guy's husband's back, the guy's husband's wife's back, consoling her during a hard time.
he's taking his master's place in the marriage bedroom.
Yeah. Just totally mundane tasks like banking and stuff.
And that's why they got Kevin Costner, right? I mean, there's not too many people that could sell that, but
He could sell the crap
That
out
is true.
of it.
If you're the voiceover, you can't die in the film.
No.
So
yeah. So,
I don't think I'll see it.
well, we already pretty much. I think our version is probably better than what's going to come out.
we should go and see it and just like cross check and just see how it turned out.
So here's an obvious pitch then. Maybe all these guys who are cutting the trailers, maybe no more spoilers.
Yeah.
Unless you know your movie is just garbage, then please fill it full of spoilers because it saves people time.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no spoilers. Also, if it would be helpful for some people, maybe if when they're selling the movie, they also immediately embed some reviews right into it.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Get people to see it early.
yeah, they're hyping it up, but then this movie is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Chicago Sun. You know, just save people time because there's too many movies and there's too much good TV right now. So don't waste our time.
You know, I've noticed this trend in movie trailers in editing. lately. And the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, where they're really starting to edit their trailers to music. Like I think about
Like the timing.
yes,
of
the
it kind of thing?
timing.
Yeah.
So
like they have their own
Suicide
soundtrack.
Squad is a perfect example of this.
Oh,
that was
God, I
a
hate that
really
movie.
well edited trailer.
Terrible
and it
movie.
made it look like it was going to be a good movie, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. But the song they used was Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
and it was cut to that song so perfectly. And every time there was a gunshot, it would hit on the beat, and the visuals were just married to it. But now every single action movie that comes out is doing that same thing, where you've got the gunshots in time with the beats of the music, and I don't know. I'm getting a little sick of it.
You could sell chicken pox using Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'd buy it.
Well, let's work on that trailer.
Yeah. I like the voices of the movie trailer guys, or at least back in the 90s, you had some like really
Yeah.
gravelly, deep voices. It sounded like the guy who used to host Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
And
But they don't do it much
No.
anymore. Have you heard a voiceover in a movie like recently?
no,
Like
Like
you
in
know,
a
it used
trailer.
it used to be like in a world.
they all started with In a World.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. You get that little hairs on the back of your neck standing up when you hear In a World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of a trailer that I've seen recently that has a voiceover from a person that's not actually in the movie.
I think they should make actors who are in the movies do this weird like voiceover explaining what's going to happen in the movie. That would be great. Or go completely like the other direction instead of that like deep gravelly voice. Try out like some real down to earth voices, like a kid going through puberty or
Yeah.
something. Really trying to sell an action movie, a war movie.
Get a 5-year-old to watch the movie and then have them explain it over the trailer.
Yeah. Just make every movie
That would
trailer.
actually be awesome.
It would be. In fact, I think we've got an idea.
that
for
would be
a
great.
We should edit
YouTube
those.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel have like kids explain the news or read the news?
Yeah.
We could have that. That'd be great.
Okay, we do have access to a 5-year-old or
You don't
Almost
want to go
5-year-olds.
around telling people you have access to five.
There's a couple we keep around.
we know a 5-year-old.
We
do.
got some.
Yeah.
Just
So
in case.
we're gonna sit him down and we're gonna
need
show
to-
him Face Off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we're gonna do our YouTube trailer for that.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, it is.
like that
It is a
idea.
really good idea, and if you do it, we are going to sue you. So just remember that's copyright Pitch Guys 2019.
Or we just
TM.
make Morgan Freeman narrate every single trailer till he completely burns out.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yep.
I'd love to hear an example of that. Can you do that for me?
I don't do a great Morgan Freeman.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
You could craft like a audio library of Morgan Freeman just reading like
Yeah.
20,000 most used words, and then
Yeah.
you could just cut it all into your trailer. The way you would always have Morgan Freeman indefinitely able to voice things over.
It's like a deep fake, but
Yeah.
just the audio. I'd like to see Morgan Freeman like hype 50 Shades of Grey movies, just garbage movies with his sophisticated voice, That'd be great. Yeah. In a world. No,
That's pretty good. That's better than I can do for sure.
there you go. That's Toy Story 4. I'm Morgan Freeman. Yeah. It would just enhance everything.
So we have a game that we're going to try out here. We want to do some...
We do.
We are called the Pitch Guys, so we
Yes.
should do some pitching. We've been doing a little bit as we've been going here.
We call ourselves the Pitch Guys. I don't know if that's the same as being called the Pitch Guys.
True. I guess we did brand ourselves with that, but
is
it's
good.
catching on.
It's like when I tried to give myself a nickname Shadowhawk in elementary school, and no one else would jump on the bandwagon.
yeah.
So what we've got here are 2 hats,
Yeah.
and we've each written some names of actors and put them into the one hat. And then we have written a bunch of different settings into the other hat. So we're going to try and pull 2 actors from the actor hat and a setting. And then we're going to see if we can pitch an idea.
Okay.
All right. Shadowhawk, you pick first.
All right. And we're just pitching an idea of like a movie.
We're going to pitch our idea for a blockbuster.
You called me Shadowhawk.
You will no longer be known as Trevor from this point forward.
Oh, I don't like the way this has turned
Let's
out.
see if we can get that on Twitter at Shadowhawk.
at
I'm
Shadowhawk.
sure it's available.
Yeah. I
Just
think
start tweeting at Shadowhawk with your complaints about this episode.
it's not Lady Hawk. All right. So I'm going to pick an actor. And Derek, you're going to pick a setting. Is that what's happening?
Al's
then
gonna
I will pick another actor?
An actor, yeah.
Okay, so we'll get the actors first.
Okay.
Let's give me your actor.
All right. Here you go.
You read it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have chosen Jennifer Aniston.
And I have pulled out of the hat Britney Spears.
On the set of a children's TV show.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Okay.
This is not that far-fetched.
No, it actually probably would make a good movie.
Yeah.
So we can hammer some of these out pretty quickly, right?
Okay.
So we've got Jennifer Aniston, Britney Spears on the set of a children's television show.
Jennifer Aniston and Britney Spears together in a movie, and Britney Spears obviously plays Jennifer Aniston's mom.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she a stage mom?
She's a stage mom who pushes Jennifer Aniston to do whatever she can to become famous, step on whoever she has to step on to, be part of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, this is almost biographical to some extent. Did Britney Spears write this movie?
She can't. No.
At some point,
This is meta.
At some point in this movie, Jennifer Aniston shaves off all of her hair.
Oh, yeah.
And they together do the whole soundtrack for the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. And
Jennifer Aniston teaches Britney Spears to sing, and then, they
they don't appreciate each other and how difficult their lives are. And at some point, there's some sort of magic wizardry that happens, and they accidentally switch bodies.
Oh,
Okay,
Freaky Friday.
Right? Yeah, the Freaky Friday thing. I mean, there's only so many stories out there. So
Then they gain each other's viewpoint, and they come closer in the end.
Jennifer Aniston is constantly trying to bring her friends back to the house, but her mom Brittany's boa constrictor scares them off. I think.
it's great. Okay, I think we've done one.
Let's try another one.
Move
Let's
on.
go.
Yay, this is fun.
All right.
Okay.
It's better than doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You got an actor there?
I do, yes. My actor is Terry Crews.
Oh, he's
I
great.
don't know who Terry Crews is.
Terry Crews is the
Expendables, huge muscles.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
really
in
large
Brooklyn
guy.
Nine-Nine.
I
Yeah.
think he's been in some. Is it Axe or is it
He's been in Axe commercial, hasn't he?
Axe commercials or is it the other one, Old Spice?
Old Spice, yes, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I know. Who.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's
Okay,
great.
so I've got Terry Crews, and who do you have, Trevor?
I didn't pick one.
Oh, you didn't pick one?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'll do that
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
I was so excited just... All right. Oh, we got Terry Crews paired up with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ooh, this
Okay,
is a good.
at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Ooh, this is really good. Okay. Terry Crews, Leonardo DiCaprio, main setting, a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep.
So is this kind of like a buddy cop thing,
That's
maybe?
kinda,
where
that's
they're-
kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah.
They're cops?
They're cops, but they've gone undercover
Okay, at
to
a Chuck E.
infiltrate
Cheese.
the Chuck E. Cheese because there are drug deals going
Yeah.
on.
Are they the
There's
Chuck
like
E.
a-
Cheese mascot characters who sing on the stage?
Maybe one of them?
Oh, and the other could be a pizza flinger.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like this. Okay. And they gone undercover to catch drug dealers who operate solely out of this Chuck E. Cheese.
Right,
That's right,
It's like
yep.
a cover.
They're
cover
planting cocaine in the whack-a-mole machine.
And this is kind of it's an action comedy type flick. These guys, they're very different.
It's like a Bad Boys kind of feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So Terry Crews is, the more sensitive one, and
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, just to kind of break physical type here.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the tough, he's
Grizzled.
seen everything
Yeah.
cop, right?
Yeah. He's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's seen some real shit.
Yeah.
Just to add to it, he's seen every single member of his family murdered in separate incidents.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to make it real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, could there be a scene where they recruit all the kids at a birthday party to help
yeah.
them take down a particular
I think
guy?
that'd be a
or
good idea.
In a sting,
I think you have to.
Yeah. And they're flinging pizza trays at people like they're throwing stars.
Yeah, there needs to be a major chase scene in the Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a lot of pizza puns or cheese puns
Yeah.
throughout the movie.
Yeah.
You've
just been.
You had nothing ready.
You look real. You look real cheesed up.
You just
You look real
You
cheesed
are
up.
cheesed off, dude.
Or he slams a whole pizza into someone's pepperoni fit. No, I don't know. Or,
All right, next.
what would you call the movie?
Oh,
Cheesed off.
you're putting me. Yeah, you're putting me on the spot. Cheesed off is good, I think.
The greasy arm of the law.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beauty.
I think I maybe went too far with the, Leonardo DiCaprio watching all of his family members murdered in separate incidents.
I think it's good to have that
backstories
darkness
are good.
so there can be some light later. It's very Shakespearean with the contrast.
Yeah.
And we need to get the Pointer Sisters to do the soundtrack. They did it for Beverly Hills Cop, and it feels like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Okay. I've got a setting
Okay.
for the next one here.
Jared, you got an actor.
All right, I got Elijah Wood.
Okay.
Oh my, that's a great one.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, what?
I just pulled Nicolas Cage.
Oh, there you
Elijah Wood and Nicolas Cage.
All right.
And you're not going to believe this, but the setting is
A giggle factory.
your mom's left kidney.
Oh my God. Okay.
go. So,
Nicolas Cage would clearly be, I'm just going to riff on this. I got something.
yeah.
He would clearly be a Harvard educated nanosurgeon
Okay.
who has found a way to shrink surgeons, and him, the head surgeon, Nicolas Cage obviously, would take his young intern, Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Elijah Wood.
Sorry,
Elijah
they're
Wood.
both kind of the same person to me. Would take him into his own mom's kidney.
Elijah Wood or Nick Cage?
Either way.
I think it's got to be Elijah's.
Maybe both mums. They have to try out the surgery on one. So the intern's like, well.
The one dies.
Yeah. My mom's like, doesn't need a surgery, but she's willing to support me.
I think he's
my
pressured
endeavors.
into it by Nick Cage. Like,
Yeah, he's
as the intern, you
charismatic.
need to.
Yeah. He's very charismatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the unfortunateness of the first mom, but then the second mom mission goes great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. They're fighting antibodies. It's kind of like that old, what was that movie where the guy shrunk down and went to a body?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. No.
Before that.
Magic School Bus.
No, I know what you're talking about.
It's like Voyage to the Center of the Earth era.
Interspace. No.
No.
Inter something.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
All right.
But if someone out there is upset about it, but screw you.
At one point, they're like inside the body and they're covered in kidney juice and they've been fighting.
Yeah.
Like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
Like, we're going to expand in less than a minute and just explode your mom.
Yeah.
And so, but then they find some common ground in the kidney and they overcome their difficulties. And I don't know why they're in the kidney.
Yeah.
But whatever they do it great. And they get out of there and they're stronger friends for it.
There you
And
go.
just one other thing about the movie. I want the special effects to be amazing for this movie, except I want the antibodies to just be like guys in like really crappy costumes.
Yes.
Like putties from like what's that?
Putties.
Yeah, it's like the Power Rangers. The bad guys from the
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Something Oompa Loompa like,
Yeah.
maybe.
You are set on these Oompa Loompas. Oh, and McDonald's hypes the crap out of this by having animal kidneys in Happy Meals, like just big old cow kidneys, if cows have kidneys.
Yeah.
Like as a food or as
Yeah,
a toy?
McKidneys is a treat of summer to hype this movie.
Kidney-themed Happy Meals.
And each one of them has Nicolas Cage's face carved into the kidney.
yeah. Well,
right.
that is a blockbuster. We gonna do this again?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
try another one here. You want to pull an actor here, Al?
Sure.
Okay.
Here's the location.
All right, I got the location. Here you go, Derek.
Okay.
Okay, who you got?
I have a stellar actor, Tom Hanks.
Oh, he's in everything great.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Dame Maggie Smith, who is
No, that's Dame. What? Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith.
Let me see that.
That's what it says on here.
Oh my God.
Who's Maggie Smith?
She was in the Harry Potter movies, right?
Yeah, she's
Oh, the old British lady.
yeah, she's also in the big one with the castle.
Harry
Downton
Potter?
Abbey.
Yeah, Downtown Abbey.
Okay.
She's not in Downton Abbey.
I believe she is actually.
I don't think she is.
Yeah,
Well-
she's like the Dowager Countess or whatever.
No, I don't
letting
think that's
on
her.
that I watched too much.
Okay,
Actually, you're right. It is her.
we've got
yeah.
Tom Hanks and Maggie Smith, and where is this thing set?
It is set in an Amish community.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that seems like reasonable.
Yeah.
So like Maggie Smith is like Tom Hanks's aging mother.
Okay.
He has to, but she's also like
I was
super
going more for rom-com, but
super
I'll get
overbearing.
behind this.
Super overbearing. He's got I don't know. He's got to take care of her, but something happens. That's all I got from here.
Okay.
She has betrayed him.
Okay.
She's been on him his whole life. she's just been a burden with her overbearingness.
Right.
But all of a sudden, she decides to be selfish and start up a torrid relationship with some guy from an Amish community.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he's trying to be like this father figure to Tom Hanks all of a sudden, teaching him to like raise barns and like milk cows.
He wants none of it.
And Tom Hanks is not into it. He's a skateboarder from way back.
Yeah.
And he's into some pretty hardcore street drugs.
Yeah.
And just to break with like the plot templates, it doesn't end well.
No.
Just basically Tom Hanks says, "No, I've had enough of this," and he leaves, and the movie's done.
Yeah, they yell
Credits
at him
roll.
for he's trying to use his cell phone in the Amish community, and they start to give him gears for that. And maybe at one point he even has a friend who's a volleyball.
Yeah, well, you've got to bring Wilson in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wilson should be in more movies. Not
Could
just
be
Tom
a
Hanks ones
sequel
either.
just with Wilson.
We should have wrote down Wilson as a character.
Yes.
What are we grabbing now?
I have an actor whose name is Alec Baldwin.
Oh,
Okay.
the Cadillac of the Baldwins. He's teamed up with The Rock.
All right, and they are in a town in the Old West.
Okay,
I think this would actually work.
Yeah.
I think I could see it.
this
right?
isn't even that far fetched.
No.
I got an idea.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin is like this grizzled gunslinger, but he's lost his edge. Like he used to be the best,
Okay.
but he failed to save like his boss of the ranch when rustlers came by.
Okay.
And now he doubts himself. And every time he tries to reach for his gun or aim his gun, he gets the shakes. It's psychological. And the only one who can help him get it back is his horse, The Rock. So he rides The Rock everywhere. And he's like, they've always been.
Okay, so
The Rock is like a voiceover
Is The Rock
kind of
in a
thing?
horse costume?
No, he is just Dwayne. You don't want to take away Dwayne Johnson's star quality by using CGI.
Okay.
He's just The Rock.
He
So Alec
carries
Baldwin's on
around
his
a
shoulders.
piggyback.
Yeah, he's just on his
And
shoulders.
Alec Baldwin
But he does have 2 coconuts to keep it more real.
And Alec Baldwin doesn't realize that The Rock is not actually a horse.
No, they don't
And
question it.
The Rock is actually getting his rocks off in this whole situation, right?
That's another pun. This is a very pun-heavy movie.
dear.
The highest form of humor.
I can
comedy.
get behind that.
Yeah.
The Rock is a horse.
Yeah, and he grooms them,
Right.
right? But yeah, like he's not a jerk.
Baits
Like
him.
it's more of like
whole
one of these like animal human buddy films. Like
Okay.
he lets him sleep indoors
Yeah.
when he sleeps indoors, and he just makes sure people don't disrespect him.
They're best
When he
friends.
goes to the saloon, he doesn't tie him up. He
Yeah.
brings him right into the
Brings him
saloon,
in.
gets him a drink,
Yeah.
like any other human.
And sometimes it goes wrong. I mean, The Rock is pooping everywhere.
Yeah. Big old horse poops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go, Derek.
All right.
I'm picking a location.
I'm going to pick another actor.
All right. I'm feeling good about this one.
All right.
Being selective.
Okay, I have a location.
All right. So my actor is Will Smith.
Will Smith.
I have Wendy from the Wendy's restaurants. So the red-haired mascot girl from Wendy's.
And I have it being set in future Japan.
Wow.
So we've got Will Smith and Wendy from the Wendy's restaurants in future Japan.
Okay. I mean, I'm good to go, but I don't want to steal the...
Okay. Let's hear it.
If you've got an idea, let's go.
hear
Yeah.
All right. It's the future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I like
In
it
the
so
future.
far.
It actually doesn't start in Japan. It starts a whole world away. We're talking like Ohio or New York or, one of those
Right.
huge places.
Okay.
And...
Very similar.
sorry, who? Will Smith?
Will Smith
Okay,
and
Will
Wendy.
Smith is a ex-Marine who's been dishonorably discharged.
Okay.
And he's got like some crappy job doing like security for an Apple store or something. And like he thinks his life is pretty much done. He's got a wife who doesn't really want him around the kids and like he's burnt out. He's lost his passion. But all of a sudden he gets a visit from one of his old commanding officers and he said, "We got a situation in future Japan." It's like, "Why do you call it future Japan?" Like, just call it Japan. It's the future.
Yeah.
And he said, don't correct me. So he finds out pretty quick that there is some serious corporate espionage going on. and someone's about to spill some terrible secret that the Wendy's Corporation wants kept secret. But here's the twist.
Okay.
Wendy is a real person, and she's been working for the government, and she's one of their most powerful assets, and she's a killing machine.
Oh, she.
Yeah. But she's
She
not
knows
enough.
what she's doing.
Yeah, she's too much of a liability on her own to take down the Yakuza.
Right.
I thought about calling them the Wakuza, so we could call it WWW Future Japan.
Right.
Wendy Will Smith Wakuza, but that's just stupid.
Right.
Yeah. So
is Wendy like a real human, like a animated like Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind
I like
of thing?
that idea, actually.
Yeah, or
That's
they
a
get
great-
the actress who's actually doing it on TV right now.
I like the anime. She could flip from reality to animated.
Right.
Live
and
action.
we've got to have tie-ins with McDonald's for the Happy Meals.
Oh my God. They're like, we can't bust into this place on our own. We need an edge. She's like, I know a guy, but he's a little bit of a loose cannon. And they go to this apartment. No, it's not Ronald. They bust the door open
their
and it's
dad.
just like a dinge. And it's just like, they're already like not sure about this choice. It's Grimace.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. He's just surrounded like by fast food. And
He's
he's
been
just
smoking crack for like 20 years. Just
And there's just
stuck in
like
this-
bullet casings on the floor, and he's a psycho. So they send him in, and he pretty much clears out a whole building himself.
Just to stop here for a second, though, does Grimace still even exist as a McDonald's character?
He's been kind of pushed to the background, but he shouldn't be. And this movie would bring him back.
Actually, I think McDonald's. Sorry, I don't want to break from what we're talking about, but McDonald's needs a retrofit on their characters because their characters pretty much all suck. I mean, you got a clown, you got
Well, I knew the Fry Kids were terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
But sorry for that aside. So that is great.
Yeah.
That is a really good idea.
And then I think every now and then they'd be like a cool like kill or like action sequence, and then Wendy would just do like some super cheerful plug for Wendy's because they're not going to not have plugs for Wendy's.
Like a
in
lot
that
of
movie.
product placement.
Yeah,
over
she'd
the
look
top
right at
product
the
placement.
camera
Yeah.
and say like "never frozen, always fresh, square beef," you know, and no one would know what she's talking about. But that's just part
So-
of
Like
the
kind
Wen-
of jarring that it didn't
Yeah.
quite
Wendy's,
fit.
the
yeah.
corporation, is pumping a lot of money into
yeah.
this.
Stay frosty, right?
You know, that's not what you don't see that a lot where it's just obvious product placement.
Yeah.
Where you're using their mascot.
let's just
in there.
let's get it out of the way and start doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's great. Very well done.
Excellent.
Let's throw one more in and we can always edit it out if it sucks.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, one more. Here we go.
Yeah, one more.
All right, here we go.
Last one.
let's see.
All right. Oh, you're picking the actor.
Oh, well, you pick an actor.
Our hands touched in the
We need
hat.
two of them. It was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do him because we just had him. Okay, gotta get somebody else here. Okay, I have an actor.
Okay. I also have an actor.
Mine is Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro would be a perfect foil for my actor, who is Mr. Morgan Freeman.
Ooh, have they not been in a movie together?
No.
They should be.
Yeah.
So this is going to work out great.
Okay, so Robert De Niro and Morgan Freeman in post-apocalyptic Disneyland.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
What have we got here?
Morgan Freeman has played the president of the United States in more than one movie.
Okay.
Walt Disney, is it World or Land?
It said land on the card.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
important,
matter.
though. It is important.
It actually isn't.
There's a difference.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
But Walt Disneyland has the Hall of Presidents
Right.
That's true.
attraction where they have these robotic presidents get up and do
Yes.
like addresses and stuff.
Yeah.
So Morgan Freeman plays an animatronic president in this attraction
Who comes to life?
who comes to, well, yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but
Yeah.
he is actually has come to life.
Okay.
And
Right.
who's the other actor? I'm sorry.
Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro is with his kids on a family vacation.
Okay.
And
You take it now, Al.
Well, I was going to go to dark places again. Okay. His entire family is murdered in front of him, but
That
I'm not
works.
Gonna,
That
I'm like,
works.
okay, well, there's an incident.
Yeah.
They get taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get taken.
Well, now
That's
you're
it.
thinking of a different actor.
Well, yes, but they are taken hostage by some disgruntled Disneyland employees.
Oh, okay.
Cast members.
They're tired of not being able to grow facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got Robert De Niro now in front of this animatronic statue, and he's saying like, you are the most kick-ass president of all time. I wish you were actually alive right now. And then the wish is magically granted.
Okay, you got like the Disney kind of magic kicks
right,
in.
exactly.
There's like a lightning bolt just as he says it. And,
This is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So they
definitely.
can borrow a wizard or something from another movie.
Yeah. Like there's so many Disney movies I could probably just name right now where the family gets slaughtered in the first few minutes.
Well, it does happen in The Lion King.
Actually, a parent gets killed in almost every
Pretty
Disney
much
movie.
every Disney movie has
This is just kind of a reversal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, I got this.
Yeah.
No, I've got this. and
then Robert De Niro's like, I can't do a Robert De Niro impression, but
you talking? I can't do it.
you talking to me? No, that's horrible.
That is bad.
That's so bad it might have to be edited out. And that's not who Robert De Niro. This is more like the Robert De Niro from the Meet the Fockers type movie, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool right before they have to like really the climax, like before they have to bust into the Disneyland Terrace or whatever their stronghold, which would probably be in Magic Mountain. If there was a scene where he's like in front of a funhouse mirror, loading up all his weapons, like, you talking to me in the mirror there.
Yeah. Well, you have to do it.
Just like jacking himself up, getting ready
Jacking
for
himself
the,
up, getting ready for the
attack.
fight, just jacking himself up.
Yeah.
And maybe he's got like a churro and a holster. Yeah.
And I think Morgan Freeman's character has to make the ultimate sacrifice at the end for this movie to really land.
Yeah. Well, he was an animatronic attraction. I don't think he can sacrifice anything that means anything.
But you come to love him.
Yeah.
So he's come alive and he's learned to love life in this whole.
And he's learned what churros taste like.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's grabbed he has a real appreciation for life and everything it offers, but he gives all that up to help Robert De Niro and his family at the end.
I'd like to tell you we fought the good fight, but Disneyland ain't no fairy tale world. And then he just pulls out 2 Mac 10s and unloads. It's a small world. Just slow motion rounds pumping into the air.
That's beautiful.
That's a
It
typical
is.
Morgan Freeman
There's
movie.
a lot of really good ideas there, and I know that every single one of these pitches that we've given, we could have quite a good summer of blockbusters. So it takes about 2 years to make a movie.
Yeah.
Hollywood, take all those ideas and get on it now. Just remember, we get royalties on this. We'll
Let's go.
figure it out later.
Let's go.
But that's a summer that I want to spend at the movies.
I would settle for T-shirt rights.
Yeah. Well, that's what George Lucas did. He got his merch rights. Like, if you could get the Morgan Freeman animatronic action figure,
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
And the kidney Happy Meal.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dental floss on popcorn bags. Make it happen.
exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, this has been an excellent episode, guys. I've enjoyed spending this time with you.
It's always a
been
pleasure.
one of the finest moments of my life.
It certainly has.
I'm going to go home and diary about it later.
You're going to go home and diarrhea about it?
Diary.
I
in my
would
journal.
recommend journaling.
Yeah.
But if you're into the diarrhea thing, definitely go for it.
None of my business.
So thanks for listening to our Summer Blockbuster edition of Pitch Guys. Music, as always, is Aces High by Kevin MacLeod. Join us next time as the Pitch Guys take on camping.